A stray cat would show up on Carson's front doorstep every morning like clockwork, its screams echoing through the calm suburbs. At first, Carson was thrilled to have the cat around, and he started feeding it on a regular basis, making the cat a part of his daily routine. But as time went on, he began to notice something strange about its actions. Welcome to USA Stories channel. Do not forget to subscribe and activate the bell button to receive all new updates. Now let's go to the story. The cat's odd restlessness and incessant meowing suggested a mystery much beyond a simple need for sustenance. After observing the cat for many days, Carson was still unable to determine why it was visiting his porch each day. The cat would not stop meowing, which made everything worse. It appeared to be quite unhappy and concerned about something. Carson was resolved to assist the unfortunate cat and find out what was going on. After some time, Carson was able to determine the reason behind the cat's persistent sobbing on his doorstep for several days. Grabbing his phone, he dialed animal control, informing them that it was an urgent situation that required their prompt arrival. What Carson saw on his doorstep startled him to no end, and he prayed the animal control team would get there in time. He had no choice but to wait at this point. However, what had Carson discovered? Why did he contact animal control while the cat was sobbing on his porch every day? Because he loved animals, Carson would go above and above to assist them when he sensed that they needed it. He didn't want his own dogs to be left at home all day, as he didn't have any due to his employment. But as soon as possible, he was going to have a garden and home full of animals. It was his fantasy. In his heart, he had always wanted to quit his work and open an animal refuge where he would aid all species of animals and provide them a loving home. The only issue was that he didn't have enough time due to his lengthy and inconsistent work hours, but he was formulating a strategy to enable him to realize this desire. Yes, Carson could dream, but he was fully aware that before his goal could come true, he would need to save additional money. He so carried on putting in a lot of effort at work while caressing every cat, dog, cow, and other creature he saw. He then became aware of a frequent visitor, a tabby cat that would show up on his front porch many days in a row. He was unable to determine if the cat was being fed or taken care of by someone else, but it was clearly a stray. He initially believed that it was only hungry since it kept coming back to his porch to eat. But that would not happen just yet. He would soon discover, though, that the cat had come to him for quite another reason. Carson was unable to pinpoint the frequency of this cat's visits to his home due to his erratic work schedule. He spoke with neighbors to check whether anybody had previously seen the cat, but few others had. To further compound the situation, several said they had no idea where the cat came from. Carson was curious, but his job schedule prevented him from looking into it more. Still, before he left for his shifts, he made sure to keep the porch bowl full with cat food. He always came home to find the bowl empty, assuming the stray cat still came by. Carson bought a pet camera and placed it on his porch in an attempt to record the visitor's name and actions. Eager to watch his porch from a distance, he set up the accompanying software on his phone after making sure the camera had a clean view and worked properly. Carson was eager to solve the riddle and felt optimistic as he prepared the camera. He was concerned and disappointed, though, when he checked the app over lunch and saw that the cat was nowhere to be seen and the dish was unmarked. He looked through the video, but saw nothing. He was perplexed and disappointed by the lack of progress. Carson tried his best, but the monotony of a typical day soon tempered his hopes of learning something new. A tinge of sadness at maybe being needless, he wondered whether the cat had found other food or shelter. He was uneasy with the idea, as he had wanted to, if only momentarily, improve the stray's life. He had more questions than answers concerning the location of the cat after seeing the vacant porch. Although Carson was disappointed, he was determined to keep trying since he knew that taking care of strays is unpredictable. His attention completely turned to work as the day went on, pushing away any thoughts of the cat's mystery in favor of his duties. But as the day came to a conclusion, Carson's mind went back to the mystery surrounding the wayward guest who was waiting for him at home. He was relieved and intrigued all at once when he watched the video and saw that the cat had come. Carson knew that the cat's narrative went beyond simple hunger, as it gently consumed its food, Even without sound, its nervous meowing and halting on video indicated urgency. Sensing there was more to the cat's presence than just grief, Carson was driven to try and understand why it was upset. Because of the cat's behavior, which suggested a deeper problem, Carson felt obligated to assist. Driven by a feeling of purpose and the urge to help, Carson decided to confront the cat head-on if it returned, determined to unravel the riddle. Savoring his morning coffee on the veranda in the peaceful suburban setting, Carson relished a rare day off. The stray cat, stealthily but determined, came toward him, upsetting the quiet morning. Carson was able to pet the cat after it first resisted, and a trusting relationship was formed. Carson realized the cat was looking for more than just physical comfort as they bonded. Carson was determined to decipher the message of anguish expressed by its incessant meowing. Carson was prompted by the cat's actions to look into its obsession with a certain area of the porch and discovered it was looking for more than just food. Carson felt compelled to solve the puzzle and extend help, since the cat's intent behavior suggested a more profound need. Carson looked around the corner where the cat was staring at something, but nothing caught his attention right away. Still, he was fascinated by the cat's enduring curiosity for the region. Even though there were no obvious irregularities, Carson was driven to investigate more. Carson became intrigued by the cat's steadfast attention, which suggested a secret mystery. Its fervent sniffing and sporadic scratching at the ground hinted that there could be something important underfoot. Carson pondered whether the cat's actions were prompted by a little mammal or some other unseen presence. Upon closer inspection, he found a loose wooden panel on the porch that may indicate a possible secret area underneath. Carson had a thrill of anticipation, realizing this may be the reason behind the cat's actions. The cat had detected something significant, since its reaction became more intense as Carson revealed the loose panel. Its loud meowing and frenzied clawing communicated a feeling of urgency that Carson was unable to ignore. Carson felt the cat's need grow as he touched the panel, reinforcing his conviction that this particular area on his porch held the key to the puzzle. The cat's meow grew more agitated as its worried stare followed his every step. When Carson understood what may lie below the loose board, his pulse began to accelerate. With the cat's worried eyes on him, Carson peeled open the loose panel, steeling himself for what was underneath. The board fell way, revealing a secret area. As Carson looked inside, the pressure of the moment made his breath catch in his throat. Carson found behind the panel a litter of frail little kittens. Now the stray cat's actions made complete sense. She was a mother attempting to contact her captive young. The air filled with their feeble meows, which made Carson want to cry. That's when he realized how desperate the cat really was. Carson cautiously removed the kittens from their hiding place after realizing the seriousness of the situation. Their weak meows were an indication of how desperate they were. Carson felt a burst of resolve as he gently raised each kitten. To save these vulnerable lives, he realized he had to move quickly. After realizing the kittens required more assistance than he could offer on his own, Carson made a call to animal control. As he described the circumstances and guaranteed the kittens would receive the care they required to survive, his voice remained calm. Carson felt a mixture of relief and optimism as he hung up the phone and peered down at the little faces staring back at him. With animal control's help, the kittens quickly became stronger again. Inspired by their tenacity, Carson committed his life to establishing a sanctuary for them in his yard. His days were devoted to making sure the feline family had all they needed to thrive in this new refuge. This deed of generosity was the beginning of a dream he had long had. Carson's hands, used to the hardness of everyday tasks, suddenly had a softer intent. In his garden, he created a warm and safe haven for the family of cats, making sure that every crevice was well insulated. The transformation of a section of his yard into an ideal haven for the cats where they could flourish and spend quality time together was an act of love. The stray cat and her kittens became stronger and healthier every day under Carson's careful attention. Their relationship with Carson became stronger, and whenever he showed up, their eyes gleamed with love and trust. The kittens' lively activities and their mother's pleased purrs transformed the yard into a happy and humorous environment. As the cat family played in their new house, Carson experienced a deep feeling of satisfaction. The beginning of the haven he had imagined was this little area of the globe that he had altered. Although it was a small beginning, Carson saw it as sowing the seeds for a time when his house will serve as a shelter for strays. Carson's view was expanded as a result of his encounter with the stray cat and her cubs. One act of goodwill toward one family of animals turned into a mission. Gradually, Carson's previously peaceful house became into a haven for stray animals and those in need. His life was now entwined with the animals he had sworn to preserve, bringing his fantasy full circle. Please remember to subscribe to our channel, give us a thumbs up, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any of our videos. If you enjoyed the tale, the next video that plays on your screen will probably move you too.